Greetings from Podcastville. The Church of What's Happening Now is brought to you by Vincero Watches. Let me explain something to you. I love my Vincero watch. I got a beautiful silver-white combination with the silver band on. They sent me a rose gold one. I think Lee's got the black on black piece. Listen, Vincero watches are very cool. A wristwatch is a personal statement, okay? You elevate your game with Vincero's handcrafted luxury watches at an unbeatable price. Vincero provides bold timepieces, always putting quality above all else. Listen, get your Vincero watch today, right now, with the special offer for the church family. Go to VinceroWatches.com and enter my code CHURCH, C-H-U-R-C-H, at checkout for 15% off your order, and worldwide shipping is always free. That's VinceroWatches.com, promo code CHURCH. Vincero, grab a pen. VINCERO watches.com, promo code CHURCH, and you get 15% off and free shipping worldwide. Trust me, when you see these Vincero watches, you're going to go, oh my God. The church is also brought to you by, and I'm welcoming them to the church, Policy Genius. Listen, part of adulthood is having to do things that you really don't want to do, like red-eye flights, working late, visiting in-laws, and getting life insurance, all right? At Policy Genius, they just don't make life insurance easy. They can also help you find the right home, auto, and disability insurance. I went on to look at car insurance. I got a quote, and I got to tell you, this was the fastest I've ever gotten a quote in my life. I gave them a little information about me, and a few clicks later, boom, I was comparing great rates. So, if you need life insurance, but you don't want to deal with all the legwork, because that's a problem, head to PolicyGenius.com. That's PolicyGenius.com. It's the easy way to compare all the top insurers and find the best value for you. All right? Policy Genius. Delegate what you hate, especially if you hate getting life insurance. Lee, kick this motherfucking mule. Brendan Schaub and the motherfucker.
What's up, brother?
What's up, my man?
Love you, man.
Love you too. You look great. What's going on? How's the baby?
The baby's good. Got another one coming in November.
Now, how old is your son now?
3.5.
3.5. That's fun.
It's fun. He's a critter, though.
Daycare?
He's in like a summer camp right now. He's in like preschool.
Good.
But
couple hours where he learns to hang out with other kids, gives mama a break.
Potty train him now, though. It's a beast, man.
They come home filthy. It's tremendous stuff.
It's great.
Catch it on their own.
It's great.
It's amazing when you see the evolution of how they pick up shit on their own. Then one day they'll tell you, Daddy, you don't need to go in the bathroom no more. I want my privacy. Your heart breaks. Your heart just breaks. Like, Daddy, get the fuck out.
He's also, he's either going to be just a badass athlete or a serial killer, because he does certain shit. Like, when you're potty trained, you got to get rid of everything. You got to make him realize, like, when he takes a shit, all right, you keep doing that, man, we're going to take your shit away. So we've been taking toys, we've been taking his iPad, taking all this stuff. Then the last straw is he has this, like, we call it a yaya, but it's like a pacifier. He's had it since he was 1 day old. And he only gets it every now and then, but that's his ride or die. It's a lion. He's obsessed with it. And my girl's fucking not Mexican, Nazi, fucking, she runs a tight ship. I don't agree with all of it. She runs a tight fucking ship. She goes, if he shits his pants again, I'm going to take that yaya and I'm going to throw it in the trash in front of him. I went, oh, it's going to be World War III if you do that. Woman. That's his shit. Yeah. And so he shits his pants. I looked down and went, damn, dude, you messed up. And I go, my girl smells it. She goes, that's it. All right, Tiger, that's it. She opens up the trash can, grabs his pacifier, goes like this, and he comes over, and I see him like looking. She drops in the trash and went, oh, there goes my night. It's going to be World War fucking III. He just looks at both of us and goes, I have others. God dang. Gangster. I had to turn around because I was laughing.
How tough is she on him?
Oh, bro.
Spanish woman. The only reason why I picked the daycare, we went to like 6 daycares, and they were all nice and shit. Some of them had goat cheese. Some of them gave a fuck.
Soybeans and shit. Yeah, tofu.
I walked into one. I saw 2 Spanish women. I looked at my wife. I go, this is what I'm going to have.
This is it.
And these 2 Spanish women don't play. And I try to explain to my wife about the Spanish culture.
Your girl's what ethnicity?
She's white as can be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Somebody thought that your girl was...
No. I like my white girls nice, pale, with dirty feet.
All right.
They gotta have that
Venice
dirt
feet.
on
You
the
like
heel.
the Venice feet, bro.
Yeah, I love all women.
Yeah, preach.
But I always liked Irish women since I was a kid. But the other day we went to a party about a month and a half ago, and we got out of the car. My daughter goes, "Look, it's Carlos, a friend from school." And Carlos's mom was there with another little baby. And Carlos just happened to walk in the street to say hello to Mercy. There was no cars coming or nothing. And she goes, "Carlos, espérate." And Carlos kept walking. Espérate means wait. And this bitch said, "Uno, dos." And that kid
knows what's up.
And the kid at 3 is it.
It made me nervous.
And my wife looked at me, and she was like, "Holy shit." I go, "I told you."
Oh, bro.
Spanish moms they got a short fuse, and then shit starts flying.
Oh, dude, it gives me chills up my spine.
Yeah,
when my kid messes up, and I'm like, I just look at him like, dude, your mom. Like,
No Spanish.
No.
Do not. And I went.
And she speaks Spanish. When she starts slang Spanish, he understands Spanish better than English.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
Good.
All I know is he's screwed. When she starts slanging that Spanish and he understands it, he gets tears in his eyes. I'm like, dude, you know you fucked up, right?
Yeah, I talk to my daughter a lot of Spanish because she won't want to talk it now, but as she gets older, she's gonna have a Spanish friend now. She knows what I'm talking about.
No, my son understands Spanish better than English. He speaks both. He's fluent, but he definitely understands Spanish better. And then, like his nanny only speaks Spanish to him. His grandma who watches him only speaks Spanish. He only gets his English from me, TV, and then when he goes to school. But he understands it all, man.
You love being a dad?
Nothing better, brother.
Nothing better.
Nothing better.
When you do that last show, explain to people when you do that last show on Saturday night and they put the check in your hand that all you give a fuck about. Like people calling you, "Let's go for a drink. There's a woman giving out blowjobs on Main Street." And you're like, "That's all fine and dandy, but all I can think about is get on that plane.
Gotta get home, my kid, on
and get the fuck home to the kid. I'm sorry. I know you made plans. I'm not Conor McGregor. I'm not showing up to the VIP after party.
Yeah, I don't hang out.
As soon as they get that check, the weekend is over. All I'm thinking about is coming home to my fucking child.
And are you old school, Joey? Like some comics will have, the check wired to CAA or their agency, and then they get the percentage. I need the physical check. Like I'm from 1983.
I want my money.
Give me. I want the physical check because when you wire it, I don't feel like I get.
I want my money.
I need as soon as I get off stage, I need the manager to hand me the check.
I'm like Maurice Wiggs. I want my money. I want my money. I want my money. When you shoot a movie, this is something for young comics and actors to know. You get to LA, you're hungry, you're starving, an agent signs you. You go to a commercial agent, they sign you. And while you're signing, you don't realize you sign a piece of paper that says that all their checks go to the company first, and then you get a check in the mail. Well, by law, theater and television, movie and film is 10 days. 10 days, you should have your check if you're a Screen Actors Guild performer. If you're a Screen Actors Guild commercial actor, commercial checks are 30 days, okay? But in reality, let me tell you what happens. They get the check 4 days later.
100%.
The commercial company sticks the money in the bank, and they save it for 2 cuts later, and then they mail you the check, and you got the 5-day travel. They'll make it 32 days, but they have your money. So what I do is when I do a movie, TV, anything, I rip that paper up, and I give it to the people, and they look at me and go, "But if this has to be this way," no. I get the money, and then I pay the commission.
And because they work for you.
They work
for
me.
A lot of young comics and
actors don't know this.
CAA works for, or whoever, WME, they work for you. So the check comes to me, and then I'll pay them the commission for setting up the gig.
I don't want
not opposite. No, give me my fucking and I have to have it.
I'm very like, I love, like when people contact me now again, and a lot of people are gonna listen to this and go, "Oh, Joey's a dick." No, I'm not a dick. I'm gonna tell you this story. When somebody calls you and says, "Hey, I got a gig for you," it pays $500, and you take that gig, and all of a sudden you get home and your check bounces, you got to go through a process. When you have an agency, you just call the agent and go, "Hey, the check bounced. Go do your job," and hang up the phone. And that agency will sue them. That agency will fucking
get
mock
it out of them.
They won't. They'll
pull all their talent.
Talent. So now people call me and they'll go, "Hey man, I got this gig for you. It pays this," and I'll go, "You got to call CAA," and they're like in shock. They're like, "Well, can't we do it off the books?" I go, "Nothing. Nothing with me is off the books. Everything runs through CAA. Some guy approached me a month ago. I have a movie for you. I can give you this amount. I go through CAA. He goes, I really didn't want to go through an agent. Then I go, you're really not real.
No, you're not real.
You're not
Because
real.
CA's not going to play no shit.
No, they're not
Like,
going
you
to. Any
can't say,
agent.
no.
Coloring book, Daniel Hoff.
Doesn't matter.
Fucking innovative. I rather them go through them. It's like, listen, in my world, I give you $10,000. You're going to pick up a kilo. If you get mugged on the way there, Brendan, as much as I love you,
that's on you.
We got to set up a payment plan
Correct.
right now. That's my 10 G's. Well, you got beat up. They broke your arm. Next time, bring new chucks. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yep.
But that's my 10 G's.
Which I found out. I'm sure I can tell this story. I have a good buddy who's in the dark side of business, and he got pinched. And he was telling me, we're talking about it, and he goes, I'm in for, let's say, $1 million. He goes, I got pinched, in for $1 million. I go, oh, not that big of a deal. He goes, no. So the government takes that, right? I have to pay them $1 million. But that stuff that I was responsible for, that means I can make $2 million, because I gotta get that money back to these guys who I was pushing the ship for. So it's gonna cost me $2 million. So I had to come up with something to get $2 million. I was like, damn, you live a crazy life, my man.
So that's why
he was stressed.
Yeah. Now you're responsible. You know why, Brendan? Because when I was really hungry, I don't know how many times I came home, put a check in the bank, went to fucking get a sandwich, and the check bounced. I can't tell you. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, it got to the point where I would tell people, cash. There's a fucking famous story. And we're best friends now. Joe Malash is Gabriel's manager. We're best friends. I love Joe Malash.
Gabriel
Iglesias' manager.
He's great.
One of the best guys in the business. And Joe used to book Bakersfield theaters and stuff. And one night, it was Valentine's Day. Joe calls me at 5. And he goes, I got this gig. Somebody canceled. It's $500. Look, $500 in those days to me was...
How long ago is this, Joey?
This is 2001. It was me and my girl's first Valentine. So the deal was, I said to him on the phone at 5, I go, I'm going to take the gig. But when I get up there, it's 5 Benjamin Franklins. Yeah. I get up there, I do the show, and this motherfucker gives me a check, and I threw it back at him. And this is when I was knee deep in a Jibo of coke a day. I already called the drug dealer and told him I was coming on the way down with the balance of this check, with the 500 cash. He went to give me a check, and I threw it at him. And I attacked him.
Oh, damn.
And they had to separate us. And the headliner goes, forget it. I'll give you the 5 out of my
That's
pocket.
Hilarious.
The headliner gave me the 5, and he kept the check. And for a long time, that was a running story. And now we're best friends.
That's
I
great.
apologize to him.
I apologize.
I had to. But that's how serious I was. I was to the point where, listen, why are you giving me a check?
Have you ever had any gigs where they just didn't pay you, Joey, when you were coming up? Obviously not now. Good luck with that now.
I had gigs where people try to run game. Brendan, I'm going to give you $500 to do this theater and a plane ticket. And then the theater is 3/4 packed. And when you get to, he'll tell you at the gig, I'll call you in the hotel room and I'll pay you then. And all of a sudden, a half hour later, your door knocks. And they open up the door, and pretty soon they're telling you, man, I got to tell you what happened. The radio money, they wanted all their money up front. So I know I told you 5, I'm going to give you 4, but I'll catch you on the next one. That was happening a lot. And that was tough to explain. It was tough to live with. But I had I needed that $400.
Yeah.
And then what happens is there's a day that you go, no, I'm not taking those no more. And you have to stick to your word, even if you're starving.
On principle.
Even if you're hungry. I had a situation 8 years ago, right before I met Lee, right before this whole thing started. I was doing something. I was doing a podcast with Felicia, and I started getting a little bit of heat. I was selling 100 tickets a show. And I got a call from a guy one day, and he goes, hey, I'll give you $200 to come up and do this show. When I get up there, he was charging $25, and I was the guy from the longest yard.
Oh, hell no.
And VIP greet and meet, And I'm like, and I did it. And on the way home, I go, this guy pulled a quick one on me.
Yeah.
So he called me 3 months later. He's like, let's do it again. We did great. I go, yeah, you did great. Now the dough is 80% of the door. This is before an agent, anybody. I was in no position to ask for 80% of the door. I go, it's 80% of the door. And he goes, all right, I got to get back to you. I got to talk to my partners. So I talked to a friend of mine, Rick Ramos, and Rick Ramos goes, what did you tell that kid? He says you get a little bit too big for your britches. And I didn't say nothing to the kid. Well, once this revolution started, I saw him at the store about 3 years ago. And I went up to him like a man. I go, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I go, you got 5 minutes? I go, you remember when I did that gig for you for the small 200? Yeah, yeah. And I go, remember when that you called me the next time and you said 80% of the door and you said I was getting too big for my britches? I go, no, I wasn't getting big for my britches, but this was the result.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because I started turning down shitty gigs
Because
and waiting.
Yeah.
You know, in 2007, there was a strike in this town. I used to work on a movie once a month or a TV show. People would just call you. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow, Brendan? I got a scene. It's a jailer. It's you and fucking Tony Soprano. It's 2 minutes. I'll give you $800. I would do all those. But then when the strike came, I started getting YouTube movies.
Is that the writer strike you're talking about?
Yeah.
Which writers make the world go round, by the way?
Yeah, there's nothing without them.
Yeah, so
other than
there was a
reality.
writer's strike. So when they came back, a lot of work went away to different other countries. Like Canada started shooting and, you know, Virginia. So it got away from here. So every movie I shot from 2008 to 10 was a $100 a day movie. That means you got to bring your own clothes.
Jesus.
Since it's $100 a day, that you're a strip club owner. They're not going to let you shoot in the daytime. So you got to go in there when they're closed at 2 a.m. Now you're up all night for what?
And you were just doing that to pay the bills at the time?
At the time, I was doing that
Just
to
hustling.
supplement. You got 7 forms of income. You know, you got stand up. I had my stand up. I had opening up for Rogan, and I had film and TV. That was my stream of income. So I would get my own work. I would open up for Rogan from time to time, and then I was doing movies. And one day I went right over here to the NoHo Diner. Some guy took me out. And I want to do this with you and do this with you, and it's a series, a mini-series. And I go, who else is in this thing? They told me all these bums and losers that were in it. The guy that was next to me was only in it because his brother-in-law was putting up the money. That type of shit. And I went home and I made a constant choice. I said, I'm not doing those no more.
You're done with
For
it.
a year, I kept getting calls, and they were like 500, 300, 1,000. And I would go, I'm not doing it. And finally, one day I got a call to do the Stallone De Niro movie. And I go, this is what happens when you stick to your guns.
Yep.
You have to stick to your guns.
Yeah, no's a powerful word.
And
And
this-
just so the listeners know, too, whenever, especially with Torque, he's been in the business so long, Joey gives me more advice on touring and where to go, where to say no than anyone I know.
Why not? Because
Yeah, you're great
I
for me, man.
watched, I sat here and I watched 20,000 careers go down the tube. And for all different various of reasons. I saw
Sure.
careers go down because of drugs. I saw a lot of careers go down because of wrong management. And I saw a lot of careers go down because of the hustle. The shuffle is Lee Syatt. It's got a great 20 minutes. He goes to the Improv one night. A certain agency and management see him. They get him a Montreal showcase. Lee Syatt goes to Montreal. They give him a $500,000 deal. He's going to do a show. He's been doing comedy 3 years. What show is he going to give you?
Yeah.
Oh, I come from a Jewish house. My mother smacked me when I was 4. You know, the show don't go. Lee gets $250,000 after taxes and his commissions and
Which ain't shit.
But now I send him out for 4 things. He don't book them. And guess what? He ain't selling tickets.
Yep.
So now you go to the bottom of the pile in the agency. Now it's Lee's decision on what he's going to do. Does he pack up and leave? Or does he push through and do stand-up and forget about the TV show?
Yep.
You know, they had those people for a while that were just putting you through a tomato grinder. And these people, out of all those $500,000 deals, a lot of them are gone now. They were going to be stars because they got pushed through a thing. My utmost respect for Joe Rogan isn't his podcast, isn't his MMA skills, is none of that shit. When I got here in 98 and 97 and 98 and 99, Joe was on a show called, I learned a lot from Joe Rogan. He was on a show called News Radio.
Huge show, by the way.
Table read on Tuesday, blocking on Wednesday, blocking on Thursday. They shot on Friday. The shoot started at 6 o'clock at night. Joe Rogan's name would be on the list every one of those nights. He would go from NBC straight to the fucking studio. There was nights that, you know what it is to shoot a TV show and then have to go do a $15 spot?
Nightmare.
So when I saw that, I learned a lot from Joe that a lot of people didn't learn. No matter if you're in a TV show, you still got to flex that muscle. Because those people that started with you, so me, Brendan, and Lee started a month apart and we're Goombas. And we move here together and we're doing everything together. We got a house together. You're a regular at the Improv. Lee's at the Laugh Factory. I'm at the Comedy Store. Lee gets a deal, TV show for a year. He looks down at us. You stiffs are still doing stand-up?
Yep.
All of a sudden, at the end of the year, Lee's TV show gets, guess what? We're like Charlie. We're in the bush.
Yeah.
We're in the bush like Charlie.
Yep.
You're out fucking around. Remember when Apocalypse Now?
Yeah.
He goes, Charlie's in the bush. You were too busy going to the Wiltern to hang out with Mike, this guy, and you didn't do stand-up. So now your TV show gets canceled, and those two roommates of yours are a fucking head and a half ahead of you. Ahead of you.
But that's the thing. But a lot of comics too, not this day and age, but back, especially from a while ago, a lot of them were doing stand up to get movies and TV.
Right.
But now it's really not that way, is it? Like no matter what, let's say, not that you would, let's say you said something ridiculous on here or on an interview on TV, you're doing press, you say something outlandish. They can't take stand up away from you. They can't take this podcast away from you.
They can't take nothing.
There's nothing they can do.
Nothing they can do. iTunes could ban you, YouTube could ban you, but where there's a will, there's a way for you to get your message out or your voice out. Stand up, you never stop. Stand up is your 3 times a week, 4, 5, 6, 7, because you're only going to get better and better.
Yes,
your
sir.
comedy gets better, your writing gets better.
Yes, sir.
The people that don't sell tickets today, Dave Attell is funnier than he's ever been.
No, it's one of the greats.
If he was funny 20 years ago, can you imagine what he's doing now?
Yeah.
Louis C.K. Those guys were, when I was a feature act, those guys were already headlining.
Well, think about Bill Burr. It took him a while.
Bill Burr.
Then the Philly bit comes out.
Bill
I thought it
Burr.
wasn't big before that, but that Philly bit comes out and then just...
But it's time. It's time. It's just time.
Yeah.
Stand-up is like MMA.
Yeah.
I know you shot a special.
Yes, sir.
And I know you got a lot of shit from a lot of people. You made me laugh with the special. I was very proud of you.
Thank you, sir. I mean,
3 years.
Yeah, it's
3
insane.
years.
Man,
So, and like I told somebody, I go, I'm 56 years old. What if tomorrow the UFC called me and said, Joey, we want you to fight Dennis Seaver? Because nobody knows how old Dennis Seaver is.
We have
You ever
no
hear him
idea.
talk?
We have no idea.
That guy.
Well, I mean, he's not around anymore, but that's a great reference.
He was a
Joe.
janitor in Auschwitz. That dude,
throwing spinning kicks down the hallway.
They made him. He was old enough to sweep the joint. Like Hitler was dead already, but you could tell like he did construction at Auschwitz. You ever talk to him? He's like that. He's Nazi all the way.
Dude,
He's a Nazi from.
you ever
day
see when he
one.
got in trouble for having the German Nazi themed shirts? Yeah, no shit. What do you think he's doing?
I think you jinxed him, Brendan. He's going to say something crazy on the podcast. The next Dennis Seaver's a Nazi.
Yeah,
No, he's not around anymore. But it's well documented.
He's a great guy. He's a Nazi.
We don't know that. But I know he has a great spinning kick, Joey. That's about it.
When he fought, but when he spins kick, he leaves the Hitler hand out. Did you ever see? Like some people use when you do a leg kick, your momentum comes from the arm, right? When he does the thing, think of his spinning kick. He opens up with his eye Hitler, which gives him the momentum to throw that spinning ball around at you.
Powerful Nazi heel kick.
Oh, that motherfucker don't even have a birth certificate. It's just, and then what do they give you? The SWAT sticker with the SSR on it? Or something like that? Well, let's say right now you call me up and go, listen, we don't know how old Dennis Seaver is. Just drop down to 265. We're going to let you fight him.
Drop down to 265.
He'll fight you at any weight, but you got to be 265. You can't be bigger than Roy Nelson. You got to fight at 265.
Yeah.
And you have 6 months to train.
Yeah.
No smokers, no IFL. You were thrown into the weeds of debt, my friend.
Oh, that's my entire career.
And I love that about you, that they picked you up one day and they said, you're going to overlap MC and feature and just start headlining.
Well, I can see how you think that, Joey, but it was a little different than that because, remember, I was on the road with Callan for 4 years.
Okay.
So when most guys were doing open mics, I was doing 15, 20 minutes. I mean, you're talking for 4 years with Brian Callan opening up, doing our live Fighting the Kids.
How were you feeling then on stage?
I mean, it's, you're new, but that was in front. My first stand up ever. My open mic was in Brea, Ontario. 600 people sold out. So that was my first open mic. People go, that's your crowd. It's my crowd, but 600 people expecting a show.
So your crowd for like 2 minutes.
It's my crowd. Yeah, first there's Schaub from the podcast. Well, you know how it is. Ask fucking Piven. After 3 minutes, that's guy from Entourage. Yeah, no, but they're there to laugh. So after 2-3 minutes, you got to do your shit. So I was thrown in this training camp. You know what I'm saying? So my open mics were torn with talent. Took me under his wing, torn. And then I do a live Fire Kid at the Comedy Store. And then they go, man, we'd love you to do a set in the Belly Room. And then it just starts going from there. Then I'm doing, shit spots in the Belly Room and Laugh Factory. I'm doing Armenian Night, stuff like that. And then I think 2 years into that, and then
You're Armenian?
No, but they thought I was.
Oh,
I think that's why they invited me.
Oh, you were training over there with Abu Dhabi and
fucking the head movement with
what's his
Rhonda's Dvorkian, whatever the fuck it is. But then
He's driving Uber, by the way.
Makes sense.
He picked me up the other day.
Uber Comfort.
Uber Comfort. He's an Uber Comfort.
Uber Comfort.
Did you know I trained on the lounge?
Yeah, so I doing that, and then Ari's show on This Is Not Happening. I remember they had auditions or something at the Comedy Store, and Justin, we had the same agent.
I was there.
Yeah,
I watched you. I loved it.
Yeah, thank you. I remember you like, you're like, this is good. And then I did that. And then they went, I remember Comedy Central, whoever was running it, because Ari was already out. People think Ari was like, Schaub, be on the show. That's not how it went. They had those auditions. It happened that one, and then you liked it. I remember Ari asked you to host, right?
Right.
And then they went, we like it, but it's missing something. So I kept working on it. Then they had another audition for it. Did it then. Again, we like it. It's missing something. And I'm trying to figure it out. And Bert Kreischer, I'm forever in debt to Bert Kreischer. I fucking love that guy with all my heart. Bert has me on his podcast, and then he said, someone was telling me about the story you did on This Not Happening. Tell it to me. Just tell it to me. Just tell it to me how you're doing it. I tell him, and then he's like, man, you ever thought about this? Or what if you put this here? What if you put this here? I went, man, that's really, I didn't think of it like that. And he goes, I want you to don't think of it as a bit, think of it as a story. It's an actual story. Yeah.
Story.
And then so took the notes from Bert, went back in the drawing board, Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, improv, bombing, right? People don't know who I am. They're bombing. Then I get that final, This Is Not Happening. They go, there you go. And then I got that. Then I got that. And then just kept on keeping on, man. But all of it stems is the Showtime special. Everything stemmed. The Rock is that bit that I did on This Is Not Happening. Because I toured with that for 3.5, 4 years.
How is the walk down the path to fighting compared to sitting in the back waiting for your name to be called? Is there any comparisons to that feeling?
Not
really.
really.
You're going to get punched in the face.
No, people think there's. You're talking fucking apples, avocados, man. I mean, in the back, I could train as hard as I want. I dot all my fucking T's. I'm sorry, dot my I's, cross my T's. I'm ready to go. But the guys I'm fighting are world class, man. Those motherfuckers are pretty good. So no matter how good I am, that guy might be better that night. And I'm fucking terrified. Even though I'm in the best shape of my life, I'm ready to go. We got the game plan. I do some things better than him. Shit happens. In comedy, I mean, you got to try new shit and you're going to bomb some nights. But in comedy, if you do it long enough, you keep going, you're working on your work, you can come up with 15 minutes that in general, you know that you pull that ace out of your fucking back pocket. With any crowd, it's going to be pretty funny. In fighting, there's no, I'm not pulling out no fucking ace.
Midget that went off on the bagel shop?
Yeah.
Right now, they want him to fight people. And I could look you in the face and tell the viewers for sure. If you contacted me and offered me $1 million to fight that midget, I'd have to pay somebody $200,000 to push me down. Like I don't know how people do that. That walk to the octagon.
Oh, it's the most terrifying thing, Joey, in the world.
And that camera in front of me, I would knock
Picture this, Joey.
The fuck out. Like, get that camera out of my
Joey,
face.
picture this. So you're warming up in the back. And I was fortunate where I always fought, I guess fortunate, but I always had to wait. So let's say it's a 7 p.m. pay-per-view. All my fights were pay-per-view, at least main slots. I never went early. So I had to sit in the back in my fucking joggers while you're
yeah,
seeing
man.
guy come in after, and then you can see him before going, this is my moment. They go, get knocked the fuck out, come back to the locker room, and you're just like, oh man, all right. And so you're waiting, and then your coaches go, all right, you're 6 fights away. Let's start warming up. And then you start warming up. They wrap your hands. That's when you knew it's real. And then what I would do, I'd always look at the lineup, and the 2 fights before me, if they were smaller weight classes, I'd know typically it's going to go to decision. So I get some time. I got 30 minutes, 5 minutes between each fight. So I got about 45 minutes to warm up. I'm going to be good. If it's heavyweights, middleweights, or light heavyweights, better have your shit ready because someone's going to get knocked out pretty fast. So you have no idea what's going to happen.
Wow.
So I'd always be like, okay, I better start warming up a little harder. And they're just pacing back and forth. And then, it's like, what am I doing? God, what am I doing? This is awful. And then fire in the hole, Schaub, you're up. And then you're walking. It's just like, and then because it's his team there, there's a huge black curtain. You're walking through the arena. It's so lonely. It's so fucking cold, man. And there's a black curtain, and usually their team would be in front of me there, and they're all talking. He's nervous, pacing back and forth. And then you're just there like, here we go, man. Here we go. And then he walks out, his song plays, you hear him talking shit about knocking you out. And then the black curtain closes, and then the camera's in your face. And then your walkout music hits, and then you start walking, hit that crowd.
I would have a heart attack. Like I would probably, when I
My
look at
blood
the
pressure's
lineup,
up right now talking about it.
When I look at the lineup, when I saw my name, I would call a friend and go, Lee, meet me around the back in 10 minutes. But I can't get in. I don't give a fuck. Tell him I had an emergency, and I would tell Coach, I got to go to bed. I got to cut these hand things off.
Oh, there's a fighter. I won't say his name.
I would run out of there.
We had the same manager. I won't say his name. Not that famous of a fighter, but a fighter who, before a fight, went, I don't want to do this. And the coach was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You have to do this. And he goes, nah, I'm good. Cut my fucking wraps off. They went, you signed up for this. You have to do this. He went, I don't want to do this. They talk him into it. He goes out there, kind of just half-assed it, and then got hit with the body and left. But they were telling him, like, if you don't go out there, you're ruined for the rest of your life. Your reputation, you have kids. You're just going to be that bitch who didn't go out there, man. But that goes to everyone's. I don't give a fuck who you are. Unless you're John Jones, who's just a assassin, or maybe Khan or someone, or Nate Diaz or Jorge Masvidal. But
no, there has to be fear. There's always got to be a little fear.
But I don't think any one of them go. Because what I would do is when we're in the bus driving there and you're in traffic, I fought in New York, in New Jersey, I fought in Anaheim, and we go by these people, I just stare out and think of everything I'd rather be doing. I'd watch someone walk down the street and I'd go, I would give any amount of money to be that person walk right now and not have to fucking do this.
Well, it blows my mind. A lot of fighters talk about taking naps in the locker room before their fight.
Because you get drowsy because the adrenaline's so high, and you don't sleep during the week.
I get tired doing stand-up.
Me too.
I got to do a secret. Joey Diaz secret. Here we go. I do a 4-shot espresso before I go to the Comedy Store.
4 shots.
Cuban espresso.
Yeah, but isn't that a little bit different than about to go fight? Like, I would think.
No.
Wow.
Fear is fear. When I go to comedy, you heard the story when I had to follow Megan Mooney. Megan, the cute girl that goes to the Comedy Store, the writer from Bisbee. And I went in there and I fucking got an anxiety attack. And I went to Paulie's show.
You did?
Oh my God.
When was this,
18
Joey?
18 months ago.
Wow.
I get to the Comedy Store.
I love hearing this.
You know that little run up the fucking original room stairs?
Yeah.
I could do that 20 times, even though I'm a fat fuck. One day I'm in the back. Joey, you're next. Okay. I could walk. Hey, how you doing? Hey, it's a 10. How many steps from the kitchen to the fucking original room?
Not
10?
many.
Yeah.
Not many.
7?
15.
7? And then I walked up those steps. When I got to the top steps, my lungs closed. I couldn't breathe. I'm watching Megan Mooney kill, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not good enough. What if I bombed the fucking Comedy Store? And I just started going off, and I started breathing. So I had to look around, and I saw the light come in from the outside by the door, and then I looked, and I could tell that the stairway, that's what saved me, the stairway. So Paulie's back there. So I go, Paulie, you might have to go up there right now. Something's happening. I'm getting like a heart attack or anxiety. And he goes, what are you talking about, bud? And I go, Paulie,
Just go up there.
just go up there. And he goes, I already went up. I go, you're the only one that's here, and I'm about to have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
And I went up there, and and I blacked out pretty much for 12 minutes.
Has this happened before, Joey?
Never.
What the fuck?
And when I came out of it, I was up on stage. It looked like Las Vegas. There were bodies everywhere. It was one of the best sets I'd ever had in my life.
Crazy, man. And what were you conscious of it while it was going on?
No,
not really.
not until about the light came on.
Interesting.
And I looked at them, and they looked at me, and they clapped. And I go, "Thank you for coming out, for coming up to the stage, such and such." And when I walked off, Paulie Shore looked at me and goes, "You should have anxiety
That's funny.
things more often." And I went on Rogan the next day and told them the truth. I go, "That's the first time the anxiety
I
blacked
haven't heard
me
that.
out."
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
I went to the doctor and I got the pills.
The anxiety pills?
0.25s. I keep them in my drug pocket.
Just in case you get one?
When I go to
Have you ever had one doing, like, see, that's the first one. You've never had them before your shows?
I had them lightly.
But nothing crazy.
Not to that extent.
The only time I've been close to that, Joe, and I haven't been close to that, but on Tuesday night at a spot in the belly room, spot in the main room, but spot in the belly room was 8:30, and it was just new material night. That's whatever, and then had a spot in the main room, but not till 10:30. So I'm watching the other comics. Tony Rock went on, just absolutely crushed, and Sebastian's neck, and then
destroyed the
so it
main
goes,
room.
It goes Tony Rock, Sebastian. That's supposed to be Theo to close it out. I'm watching the show, and Tony's just killing it. I'm having such a good time. And then Sam and someone else from Comedy Store come through and go, "Hey, Callan canceled and Theo's running late. We need you to go on after Sebastian. Will you do 3 sets tonight?" I go, "What?" We need you to go on. We have no one to go after Sebastian. The show's running short, so we need to extend it. We need to do 15 minutes. I went, "Oh yeah, no." In the head, I'm, "Oh yeah, no problem." But inside, I'm like, "Fucking Sebastian, man, Sebastian."
I gotta follow that motherfucker tonight,
dude. And then I go in the back,
sleepy.
and I'm sleepy talking about it. My hands were sweating. It's tough to make me real nervous. My hands were sweating. I was pacing in the back. That's the closest I could feel my breathing was hindered, and that was the first time I was like, "Oh, I'm having a partial little bit of anxiety right now." Partial little bit of anxiety.
Oh, I get it all the time. First night. That's why I like going in Thursdays sometimes to cities, so I get the big chunk of my anxiety gone on Thursday. My anxiety at the Comedy Store. The reason somebody asked me today, "Do you cancel much at the Comedy Store?" And I go, "I force myself to go down there more for the anxiety beat,
just to deal with it."
Than so what I started doing, you're gonna die of laughter. When I was a kid, I had a coach that trained. He was such a good strength and conditioning coach. In '84, you could look him up. His name is Ira Wolf. He went to the Olympics as a trainer, strength conditioning coach. And throughout my high school, he never believed in weights the way other people did. He always believed in a 10 count on the way down. You didn't do 5 sets of 6 bench presses with him. Let's say you max 360, he would give you 300 and just do them at 20 seconds to a back
up
and forth.
Down. That's so hard.
And just do them until you max.
No more.
That's it.
So exhausting.
So no isolation exercises. It's rowing, squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing.
I bet he was jacked.
And then he would get jacked. The highest lifts, he gets jacked for 6 months. Later, I found out he did Winnie V for recuperation, which I ain't mad at him. But then what he would do is he would train for a marathon. So he would run 26 miles to take the muscle off him. So this is what he did every year.
Damn.
Every year. Now you got to see him at 75.
Does he look good? He look like shit.
Could it be Ira Murchison?
No, his name is Ira Wolf.
Okay.
IRAWOLFE.
That's right. Okay.
Ira Murchison.
No, because I put Wolf and it didn't pop up.
So I know a coach that does that style. So the first 3 months, he wants you to get form. So I've been doing it for a year now, steady, twice a week.
You doing it?
Twice a week, I go to 2 different places because they give you 2 different flavors. So I go to the squat machine, would give me fucking anxiety like you never had before.
Oh, for sure.
When I put 400 on those racks and I got to do 10 seconds up and down.
Big boy.
And they open up with it. Because if you know anything about lifting, you should open up with the squat because it opens everything up and it releases all your all the testosterone, all the
Blows
muscle
your-
building.
yeah, human growth
Just blow, you
hormone,
can
everything.
feel the warmth take over your body.
Agreed.
But you got to open up with a heavy squat, a couple
Yes, sir.
stretches, throw some punches, and go into it. And by the fourth one, it would just be flight or fight response, whatever
Yeah.
that's called.
Yeah.
You really, jiu-jitsu. I'm not good at jiu-jitsu. You know I go to jiu-jitsu? To get on the bottom.
Sure.
So somebody get on top of me so I don't panic.
Yeah.
This is what I had to do to make my stand-up better. Because my panic attack, especially when I went back to the store. So wait a second. I got to go behind Eliza, fucking Cindy Wu, Ali Wong. I got to follow Crystalia,
Theo.
Sebastian,
Monster.
Theo, Rogan, Ron White. Then I got to go up. Fuck you. That was a different level of anxiety. And you know that Rogan sits back there and watches you. You know what I'm saying?
Joey, we all sit back
So
and
I
watch you.
I don't
motherfucker.
need that
What do you-
shit. I don't need that shit. So
This is so crazy because you're the guy no one wants to follow.
you have no idea. So I'm in the back of my mind. When I go to the store, I don't even put the radio on the drive down. There's no radio on my drive.
Yeah, me neither.
Like if you call me and go, can you give me a ride to the store? I'd like to, but I'd rather not. Like him, I'll give a ride to the store because I could talk to him about what I'm going through. But most people,
You knew this, Lee?
Yeah, I mean, he does. And honestly, I used to go to the store with him a lot more. Recently, in the last year or two, I don't really go down with him.
I
take it
suffer
seriously.
from high level, so I had to attack it. I had to attack the fight or flight response. The other thing I do to tackle my flight and fight response, cryotherapy. That's the best thing if you don't want to freak out.
But you do
The
the,
one with
where
the
your
head.
head's out. and-
No, I go into the fucking closet.
Yeah, that's the move.
First 30
That's the
seconds,
move.
you get forced to breathe how you're
Yeah.
supposed to. If you don't breathe how you're supposed to, you'll fly out of that thing.
Trouble.
It's cold, but the only way
You do it how often?
I do the Novathor bed once a week, and I do the cryo twice a week.
Goddamn, Joey.
I go, it's right down the corner, it's right down the block from the weed store.
Yeah.
So I go to the weed store first. I take a little CBD water.
Yes, sir.
I go over to cryo. The cryo burns 800 calories
Yeah.
for 3 minutes. You cannot fucking, and you feel like a new man. Anytime. The Novathor bed I only do on the Lord's Day, on Sunday,
Yeah.
because it makes me sleep good on Sunday night. But the thing, and I've taken people to that cryotherapy and they've run out of there. I see people running out of there. I saw 2 lesbians last week. They were all happy.
It's a beast. Yeah.
and
I
they
love
ran
it.
out.
Yeah, I love
We can't breathe in there because
There's nothing better for you.
You lost your breathing in the
Yeah.
beginning. You have
It's
to.
so funny to hear you say this, man, with the anxiety at the comedy
You
store.
have to. So I had to do all these things to tackle my anxiety for stand up. If I want to take it to the level that I want it.
You're at that level, though, Joey.
That-
Like if you, I would imagine if you gave all the regulars at the comedy store, you give them a list, said who's the most scariest person to follow, you're in the top 3, easily.
Because of the energy.
Easily.
Because here's the secret.
You're like a fucking
The energy concept.
Cuban tidal wave.
The energy concept of it. I am suffering so much inside, and I have so much anxiety inside. I got 2 options.
You unleash it.
I could either go up there and go, ah, 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 or do my comedy.
Dude, yeah.
So how does my comedy come out? Like if I'm yelling, I
Yeah.
take that mic, wow, wow, and I got it fucking, I'm going.
Sock him
There's
right in the
no
mouth.
measuring with
No,
me.
you sock him right in the mouth.
He's measuring. They love it when the audience
No,
boos.
you're
That's when you
Anthony
know you're
Rumble
doing your
Johnson.
job.
No,
I'm at the comedy store. I'm following 8 beasts, and I got 3 beasts behind me. I told him the other day, I don't go to the comedy store to be the best comic. I go to the comedy store to be remembered. Big
Preach.
difference.
Preach.
Because I'm giving you a sample.
You only do the comedy store. I don't see you at the Improv or Laugh Factory.
No, because
You only do the
I
store.
only go to Winkle John Smith.
Jackson.
I only go to Jackson Smith. And if I leave Jackson Smith, I'm going to AT&T. And I'm not going to go anywhere else from now on. After I did my Netflix special, I realized that I was going to too many places that weren't drawing me out of me.
What do you mean, Joey?
They weren't drawing who Joey Diaz is. I want to go to a place that Brendan Schaub comes out. If Brendan Schaub wants to go up there and talk about masturbation and not feel like Brendan Schaub, I want him to have that freedom. The comedy store, since it's home for me, right in your house, you'll jerk off anywhere. Right when your wife says she's
You feel
going
comfortable.
around,
No, you yourself.
you'll bang one out anywhere. The comedy store is where I am myself. What she preached was yourself to come out. When you come here, Oh, hey, be yourself.
And you don't feel that at the Improv or Laugh Factory anywhere else?
I love the Improv. The Improv made me who I am. I started the Dirty Show at the Improv. I
Really?
love the Laugh Factory.
Is that where you started, Joey? Is the Improv?
Well, no, I'm a Comedy Store guy. But
No, I know
the guy
that,
who put
but
me on the map, he gave me a show monthly. That's your next thing. Like what you're doing at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Start doing a show monthly. And if you get bored and you don't want to come to the Comedy Store, you're close to Irvine. Call Irvine and go, I want to do the fucking Sting and King on Wednesday nights by myself. And bring Joey and Lee and Brian and give them all 200 and you keep the rest or whatever. And so what were we talking about? I had a...
Just about why you only go to this.
Yeah,
store.
I was saying you feel home because it's home.
I go to the Comedy Store because let's take this back to an art. Let's take it back to MMA so everybody understands where I'm coming from. Metal sharpens metal. I don't want to spar. I'm not putting anybody down here. I don't want to spar against Dennis Seaver. I want to spar against Conor McGregor.
You want John Jones.
I want John Jones.
You want
every
John
day.
Jones every night.
Every
you
night.
want a John Jones guest.
I don't give a fuck if
night.
John Jones beats me up every day because I know in 1 year
you're going to get better.
I'm going to get a punching on him.
You have no option but to get better.
I know one day at the gate before he throws that elbow, I'm going to get him with an uppercut, and that's where it starts.
But you have no option.
That's where your confidence is. So now, not only going to get him with an uppercut, the next goal I'm going to have is I'm going to get him with an uppercut and slip out of that thing and get back to fighting in the middle. So I'm going to take him back to the middle so I'm not against my back. So with the Comedy Store, Mitzi trained me to be a certain type of sniper. She trained me to be a killer. Mitzi sure trains you to be a killer.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, killers have come out of there. She wants the Kennisons.
The best of the best, man.
There was a time she wouldn't let Rogan in the main room.
I know.
She didn't want him to do a joke in the main room.
She didn't pass Jay Seinfeld.
It would destroy the Joe Rogan's and Nicole bit would destroy 3 comics. Like 3 comics couldn't follow him. The audience got ruffled. So she would only put Joe in the original room. She wants killers. And I always want to perform like I'm performing in the original room. I'll do the shows for Sam and I'll do your shows. And I really enjoy the main room because I've gotten better over the years in the main room.
But the OR's your home. What about the belly room? You'd fucking explode that place.
I like it also, but guess what?
OR's your shit.
I want to be a Jackson Wink.
Yeah.
And that's it. I got great friends at AT&T. I've got great friends in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
With
Rufus.
I've got great friends.
AKA?
AKA. I love
You're
those
talking
guys.
about the Ice House? Ice House is AKA?
Well, AKA doesn't have the pizzazz they used to anymore. Those guys got older up there now.
They got Khabib in DC, but they're all old.
Khabib is the only really one.
But they're all
my
old.
boy just got his jaw broken.
Luke
he's
Rockhold,
back to modeling
he's
shoes.
not there anymore.
Right, he went.
Ralph Lauren. Yeah,
he's
he's at
whatever with the guy in Florida, right? Yeah. Florida. But after I shot my Netflix special, I was so upset with myself.
Why?
Because I wasn't training properly. When I knock you out, when I fight you, let's be honest here. Let me just throw one fight out. When you fought Nogueira,
yeah,
and you woke up, and you were sitting on the mat, you put your hand up, and you look around, and the doctor comes over and asks you, "Are you okay?" Are you thinking about pussy? Are you thinking about what happened? Or are you thinking about where you went wrong?
Where I went wrong.
Okay.
100%.
And it goes back to how many times did Lee tell me to cover my fucking when I threw
right hand?
How many times they tell me to keep my fucking thing right here when I throw that little jab? And he told me to double it up, but for some reason I doubled it up.
You know it though.
He went this way, and I went to chase him, and I put my hand down, and he caught me with that fucking left of his.
But you know
that. But when you're on the floor, you're not thinking about the money. You're not thinking about your fucking wife. You're not thinking about your kid. You're thinking about what went wrong.
How's this relate to your special, Joey? Talk to me.
How does it relate to my special?
Yeah.
Before I fucking trained for my special, instead of going to the store and following Whitney Cummings and Eliza and Ali Wong, I decided to go to the other rooms because I figured that the people who like me are going to go to the Comedy Store and they're going to laugh at whatever I have to say. So I can't really judge my material from that. This is how fear works. Fear works in mysterious ways. Fear will talk you out of shit.
If you let it.
If you let it. And I let it. And I let it at the 26-year mark.
That's what's crazy. To me,
So
Joe.
who the fuck do you think you are at the 10-year mark with comedy? At the 26-year mark of comedy, I realized how much I let fear talk me out of my game. On that fucking flight, that Southwest from Vegas to LAX, if I could have opened the door and jumped out without a parachute, I would have.
If I was flying Southwest,
Because
would
I fucked up. I knew where I did the things wrong. I didn't jump enough rope. I didn't shadow box. Instead of going to Eddie's to do jiu-jitsu, I went and worked the gi up at this place with a bunch of blue belts.
But why it? But why, Joey?
Because it was I was just fear. I was scared that if I would go down to the store, I would have to follow Rogan, and then I would be off. Or when I got to the store, I could not follow D'Elia. He was unfollowable. And every time I went down, I had to follow D'Elia. It wasn't as scary as I was when I used to have to follow Dom Herrera or Paul Mooney, but it was real scary. So I can't change my material to D'Elia, so I got to flow off his energy.
You got to be Joey.
You have to be Joey, but with Chris D'Elia's energy, and then turn into Joey. So I have to go. Like if you follow, I lived on a dead end street. It had no fire hydrants. If he kills at that type of material, I'm going to go up there and become him for 30 seconds. I'm going to ride on his energy. So I'm going to go up there and keep it low also. How you doing? Let's keep it going one more time for Brendan Schaub. Mm-hmm. Some guy called me a spick yesterday. Let me tell you what.
Then you go.
And then you go. But the first 30, I want them to feel like nothing changed. When Brendan destroys the room where there's bodies everywhere, and I go on stage and I go, let's keep it going for Brendan. He did a great job. You just lost.
Yeah.
You just lost. Go, Brendan, go fuck yourself. Take the train to LAX. You know what I'm saying? You got to go up there like, fuck Brendan.
Yep.
Not fuck Brendan. He's my brother, but
that's your mentality.
That's your mentality is. I got away from that. I became a pussy.
How, Joey? You've been doing it so long.
I got scared. I got a daughter. I got mouths to feed. And I, you got Justin, you got your agents, you got your managers, you have all this, and I'm not going to say the word pressure because I don't fold to pressure. You're thinking about the other people in your life. You're doing stuff for them instead of being a stand-up, bitch. It's you, a microphone, and a brick wall. That's it. You ever see people who do speeches and you got 8 movies behind them? They got 8 white dudes, a black guy, a Mexican. I don't ever want to stand behind a president or a politician. You ever see those assholes?
They look like assholes.
There was a fire today in Calabasas. Yeah. And there's 8 white guys behind us.
And then the token black guy, so they don't get called
black
racist.
Guy, yeah, like that don't exist in our world. So I was putting myself in this fear, and I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, but I was going to Flappers, I was going to the Ha-Ha, I was going to the Improv, and I was adjusting to their style of the room. I had a guest here last night. We came over here to smoke some pot. She's a dear friend of mine. And I explained to her. She goes, what happened?
Is she a comic?
Yeah. And I told her, I said, this is what happened to me. I would go to the Flappers, and instead of them making me close, they would put me in front of Lee. I can't go. What do I get? What do I gain by going up there and blowing up Flappers?
You need a pressure.
Lee's been waiting 3 months for this spot.
They did that to you?
No. Someone like me.
Somebody like Lee.
Okay.
A girl that brought everybody from work.
Oh, no.
I think they all went to dinner and go to chow, and now they're going up there. And she's going to follow Joey Diaz. And before I go up there, she comes up to me. She's like, this is the 3rd time I've been on stage. It's such an honor to be on stage with you. And I'm looking at her like, I have a daughter. Someday, maybe my daughter's going to do comedy. Does she need a gorilla to go up and embarrass her in front of everybody? So I would go up there and do material that was feasible for Flappers. I would go to the Ha-Ha and do Ha-Ha material.
Because you're a good person.
I would go to, do you know that 2 weeks ago was the first time I ever ran the light? The Comedy Store did 21 minutes in 22 years.
Really?
First time I ever ran the light.
You should get off early.
You have to have respect for other comics.
Have to.
And so I don't like that. It doesn't do me any right by me going to blow with this guy. Man. Whoa! If you talk shit, then I'm going to go up there and sizzle your motherfucking world. Then I could sizzle your world. But if you don't, the Comedy Store is my fucking Jackson Wink.
Yeah, you can.
That's basically it. And I want to, and anywhere I go, I want to fight how I do at Jackson Wink. When I go to Milwaukee, I got to spar with the ex-champ.
Tyrant.
No.
Pettis.
Pettis. I got to spar with Pettis. I got Pettis by 100 pounds. I got to spar a little different. Pettis
So you can
do
take
the
it a little
flying
lighter.
kick, so I take it a
Because you
little
can take
lighter.
certain shots,
Right.
but you don't have to be on point. Because at the comedy store, you get knocked the fuck out.
I want to be.
You're not getting knocked out anywhere else.
I don't want to get knocked out no more. So I got to go to the comedy store because at the end of the day, metal sharpens metal. You want to be the best, you got to go get beat up every day.
Well, you got to swim with
If I
sharks. man.
take you to Otto's right now, Otto's Jiu-Jitsu, I don't know what belt you are. I don't know how shape you fought in the UFC. There's a blue belt at Otto's that's going to tie your shit up in a
100%.
spider guard.
Yeah.
He's going to put this arm here and this arm here and whatever. So for a year, you have to eat shit. Did you listen to Jeselnik on Rogan? 3 years
I didn't.
between specials.
Yeah, he says every 3 years.
3 years. One in the store, one at the club, and 1 year at theaters.
Yeah, so he tours
To
at
get the
store,
full effect.
then he does on the road, and he does theaters, and then after he does theater, he shoots a special.
He shoots a special.
He's a fucking assassin.
Now, he's a guy that can shoot a special every 18 months and get him for a good penny.
He's an assassin.
But he's smart, and he knows he's in here for the long journey.
And where are you at? You think every 3 years? Are you with Jeselnik on 3 years?
I think it should be every 3 years, 2 years to shoot a special. Think about it. Think about it. How many jokes you've done, have said, and then a year later, now that joke is 20 minutes, and you already used 10 minutes of it on the special.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 30 more that now are really, really good.
Yeah.
You don't know where this joke is going to go.
Yeah.
How many times have you written a joke, tried it 4 times, doesn't work, or it's not, goes away, but then something happens, you add 2, and now you
It's
add
funny.
that 4, and now you got 7. So write the fucking thing down. And so comedy is very complex. But the fear of comedy got so much me before
That's
the Netflix
crazy.
special.
You said that, Joey. That's
26
crazy, brother.
years. I live on fear. I'm motivated by fear. I like being scared. I do my best work when I'm minus 400. That's when I do my best. I don't like being a favorite. I've never been a good favorite. I fall apart at the seams. You make me an underdog, I'm going to fuck you up. I'll figure out a way to fuck you up because that's what I am, an underdog. So I always want to go in there minus. We had Jordan Belfort in here the other day. Have you looked at his Wikipedia? Have you seen his Wikipedia? Underneath it says, everybody, celebrity, how much money you worth?
Net worth.
Celebrity net worth. It says minus $1 million.
That's hilarious.
Print it up. Show him.
Let's see.
Shit's hilarious.
Minus. That means that motherfucker's going to be doing his best work the rest of his life.
100%.
Because he's minus. What do you got to lose? I got nothing to lose.
But I didn't think like your Netflix special was a loss. I don't think it suffered. I mean, yeah, it wasn't bad.
But it wasn't Joey Diaz. Sorry, Charlie. And neither was CISO. Wasn't Joey Diaz.
That's because you're great, Joey.
And anybody who knows me from the store
Agreed.
knows that that's not Joey Diaz. It was
Yeah, you're right.
an impersonation.
Jesus, that's
What?
a lot worse than you think.
So
What was he minus?
you're just gonna take ownership now.
You have to take ownership. If you don't, you'll never grow. You'll never, ever, ever grow if you don't take ownership.
Because you could. I mean, even Joe Rogan, like his specials on Netflix, but he controls it all.
Look what he's minus.
100 million.
So I'm fucked with it.
I don't know. He
Oh my
might not-
God, Joey! I haven't paid rent in 3 months. Let me show you this.
100.
Net worth. He's minus $100 million.
That's one just
He's
fucking around,
56. No,
No, he's the Wolf of Wall Street
he's
guy.
the Wolf of Wall Street guy.
right? Oh shit!
He holds restitution. He's minus $100 million. Okay, you can't. Nobody's come back from that. But he does his best
That
work
great nap.
at minus.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while to pay off. But like with Rogan on Netflix, there's certain guys that like a Rogan or a Chappelle, where Netflix is the distributor, but Rogan controls
Owns his own
everything.
special,
He
right.
edits it. He doesn't own it. He can't own it from Netflix, but he edits it. He watches it and then sends him. Go, this is the final product. There you go, man. I'm shooting 4 of them. I'm shooting 5 of them. Here's the final product.
No, I edited mine with Netflix. They were very good. I sent them notes. They were very good. They accommodated me as much as possible. I just didn't like what had happened. I like Netflix. I love Netflix.
No, it's a Joey thing, not
Nothing
Netflix
against
thing.
Netflix.
No.
It was a Joey thing.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I don't want to do an hour. I'd like to keep it at 25 minutes, my next, whenever I do it. I'm
Brilliant.
in no rush right now. I barely got a good 50 minutes right now.
You say 15 or 50?
50.
Oh.
So before I shoot anything, I want another 50
Yeah.
that I'm fucking around with that's lurking.
And they can chop it.
And you can, no, I don't want to shoot the hour 50. I want to have
No, I'm
2
saying
hours.
you have 2 hours, but then you cut the best 2 hours to 25. You take
No.
the best bits?
I'm going to do 50 and then have 50 ready for you.
Word.
So I can get rid of that 50 and I'm not
Back
going to
on the
go
road
through
with new
that.
shit.
Yes, I'm not
Yes.
going to go back out there
No, hell no.
saying the same
That's some
jokes
weak
or starting
shit.
from scratch.
No way.
So that's what I want to do. What I wanted to talk to you about before I get you out of here. The other night, were you and I and Adam from the Comedy Store, the talent booker,
Yeah.
had a great conversation. And I tell people all the time, I go, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know much about what Joe Rogan talks about or Man or Moon, but I know how comedy works a little bit. But where my real expertise, I know a little bit about gambling, I know how to read lines, but my real expertise is if you ever get arrested, call me.
You got a
I'll give
PhD.
you- and I'll do the whole thing for you. I'll get you the 3 attorneys. We'll rotate them. We'll fire one.
You know your
We'll
shit,
put everybody
man.
involved. And you and I were talking about Epstein.
First of all, Adam brought up Epstein. We're talking about it, and you called it to. I had to tweet out last night. I saw that shit. I went, "Holy fuck!" To a T. You went. You were talking about Epstein. I'm like, "What the fuck's he gonna do?" You went, "Oh, he'll try and off himself or someone to try to kill him before he even gets to trial." I went, "No, come on, billionaire." Sure enough, Joey called
And
it
somebody beat him first.
to a T.
A cop beat him first.
Oh, really?
An ex-cop that's under jail beat him. He can't commit suicide in there because they got a camera in there. Look, there's a guy that shot the Gambino boss in a jail in New Jersey. 20 years ago, they would have brought him out of a body bag, but now they put you in the cell with a camera. So nothing's going to happen. I could only get to you on the transfer, or I could get to you on your destination.
Or if they want someone to get to you, right? Like a Whitey Bulger situation.
Like a Whitey Bulger. Well, Whitey Bulger situation, like that, but there's no cameras.
Yeah.
There's got to be no cameras, so they'll wait for you to get to the destination. They'll sit tight. Like the Gambinos right now, they're like, we can't do nothing with him. Why would we? He ain't worth the wait.
Yeah.
Wait till we get in, because there's always somebody trying to make a name in there. If I know Brendan's in Attica, and I know the rat that ratted on Brendan, even if I don't know Brendan, I'm going to stab this motherfucker and get a note to Brendan.
Under
telling him,
principle.
yo,
Yeah.
I'm over here in Ordway, and I got your back, dog. So when you get out, don't forget who did this fucking
Yeah.
thing. And I'll even take the 8-year charge in prison. I'm already there. They're just going to add it to my sentence. They're not going to give me.
So
an
with
extra
that, with
8.
Epstein, someone got a hold of him, and just beat the fuck out of him.
Supposedly somebody beat him first, like threw 4 punches, and they got broken up, and then they put him in a jail cell, and they found him unconscious, and he tried. But the problem with Epstein is he knows where the bodies are hidden. See, when he would have those parties, he would tape them. He would tape them.
They said a bunch of people.
A bunch of people. So they tried to burn the island the other day. Now, I always tell people, lesson number 1 about hustling, because I'm coming at you as a thief now.
Yes.
If you want somebody to find something, don't put it in your safe. So if I kick Brendan's door down one night and I put a silencer to your head, and I go, I know you got $500,000 here, you're really going to have 37 in your safe. And I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
But you're going to have $500,000 in the ceiling somewhere. So you're going to spot money in different places. So, yeah, if he's smart, and he is,
Very smart guy.
very smart, he put a couple tapes in there of him fucking 30-year-old pigs, whatever, getting his dick sucked.
And probably some other famous people doing it too.
But not really the famous people. He's got those tapes hidden. He knew this day was coming. He prepared for
Oh, he
this
knows.
day.
He knows.
And he knew with Trump getting elected that, because Trump went up against him like in 2003.
Yeah.
Trump testified against him to the FBI, I heard. He did something at the Trump party. It's like I told Rogan, what if I go to Brendan's house one night and Brendan opens up the door and I'm fucking a 16-year-old? Brendan's not going to get mad at me, but he's going to pull me aside afterward and go, dog, listen, my wife knows.
That can't be.
Don't ever come to my house ever
Yeah.
again. You can't do that in my house, So, something like that, similar happened. I have a friend in New York that's a cop, and he was telling me the political angle. Well, I don't care. I just know one thing. I saw pictures of all those people. I read an article in Time where he had all those people at his summer home. Plus, the guy from the guy that gives law advice.
Yeah, you called it to a fucking T. That's what I'm saying. You called it to a T.
So dead men don't tell tales.
I got pee so bad, Joey.
Go ahead. Real quick, while you go pee. Thank you for reminding me. All right, well, my boy Brendan's in the bathroom. I'm going to read a little something to you guys, just let you know what's crack-a-lacking. The church is sponsored by Policy Genius. I'm welcoming them. Listen, like I told you in the beginning of the show, part of adulthood is having to do things you really don't want to do. All right, but another part of adulthood is learning to delegate what you hate. And while you can't delegate a visit to the in-laws and stuff like that, you could delegate shopping for insurance. Policy Genius is the easy way to shop for life insurance online. In just 2 minutes, listen, 2 minutes, you can compare quotes from top insurers to find your best price. Once you apply, the Policy Genius team will handle all the paperwork and red tape. No sales pressure, no hidden fees, just financial protection and peace of mind. We all know how hard it is to get insurance, and Policy Genius makes life insurance nice and easy. They can also help you find the right home insurance, auto insurance, and disability insurance. Where can you get that at? PolicyGenius.com. So, I went on to look at a quote for my car. Within seconds, I got a quote. Fast. You just give them a little bit of information. A few clicks later, there we were comparing rates. So do me a favor. If you need life insurance, but you don't want to deal with all the legwork, head to PolicyGenius.com. Again, grab a pen. Policy Genius, POLLICY, Genius, GENIUS, one word, .com. It's the easy way to compare all the top insurers and find the best value for you. Policy Genius, delegate what you hate, especially if you hate getting life insurance. So anyway, talking about this and that.
It's just interesting hearing you guys talk, because even for me, and I'd love to hear Brendan talk about it, you guys were talking about fear. Even just doing the mere act of doing an hour it's a lot of fucking like no matter a special this and that, like just doing an hour.
But the thing is you don't need to worry about it now. So I don't worry about fear I can't control.
What are you guys talking about right now?
So he's talking about that he's fearful of doing an hour. You got barely 20
hours.
So don't worry about
I'm just saying, like, the fact that you were able to do an hour.
The fear,
is fucking. That's
the
just
fear.
that.
The fear is going down there. The fear is what happens in between.
Well, how often are you getting up late?
I do it a lot. I do it every day, but I'm doing a lot of shorter 5-minute sets. And the longest set I did a couple weeks ago, I did 27. But like that's what I'm fearful about. Like I don't get to do like those really cool rooms a lot of the time. Sometimes I do. But what I'm fearful about now is when someone calls me and says, "We want you to do 25." Like, because that's like every joke I've ever written. Like, so to me, seeing someone like you, who's headlining every week, doing 2 hours a night, like even the fact that you can fill that time. Because you have to fill that time. That's scary to me and an accomplishment. Like that's where I get nervous. Is just filling the time I need to fill.
No, don't worry about the time. You just go up there and start. There's times I go up at the Comedy Store and I got 18 minutes. I do 2 jokes and the light turns blue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Especially if it's new shit.
You know? Yeah, it's
wow.
a real fucking struggle.
Yeah. I
no, I think that they'll kill him before the trial because
Epstein,
his ace in the pocket is going to be what he's got in those vaults, he's got hidden somewhere. The broad that was booking the chicks for him has got to disappear.
Well, they say now like there's a ton of people going to start coming out snitching on him. There's a ton of people.
And like
he had orgies with like 14 underage girls and shit on the island. Now they got the workers snitching on him. Be like there was young girls, topless. We're never comfortable with it.
Yeah, this is gonna be very, very interesting. So he survived now. Now they got him in real solitary with somebody checking him every 15 minutes. So now nothing could be done to him. You know what I'm saying? They tapped all his phones. I mean, this isn't the people that are looking to get him isn't the mafia. It's not a guy named Joey Bananas. It's not a guy named. It's heavy-duty people that don't want their name released.
Yeah, some real
These
killers.
are people with families and legitimate careers.
Have a lot to lose.
A lot to lose. So that's why I knew he would not make it.
Yeah,
There's no way that he's not going to write a book.
No.
He's not going to do nothing. Nothing. The only one who's happy as fuck right now is Harvey Weinstein. He's been throwing parties and fucking, he's been as happy as fuck. And then we compared his case to Harvey. You don't even hear about Harvey no more.
Never.
Harvey planned this he played them like a fiddle. He played them
Harvey's chilling.
like a fiddle because he worked the system. There's a way to work the system, Brendan, and it's really weird. Like, people think that you need money to play the system. No, you don't. You just need you just need something of value that they need. Like, when I got locked up, I didn't have any money, but I played that fucking system, Jack, for everything I had. I fucking made contacts before I got locked in. I reached out to people that had been at that prison, told me everything about the thing, what guards would take money.
Jesus.
Well, on the way here, I was thinking about a guard at Camp George West, where I was at, that he would monitor the laundry area. And you could tell him, don't go there from 10 to 11. Give him like $25.
That's it?
$25, $50. Don't go there from 10 to 11. And he wouldn't check. And we would play cards, we would play dice, or like we know somebody we're going to fuck somebody up.
Did you see that Showtime series, the Danamore? These two comics?
Danamore, yeah. I got hired that. They offered me that.
You don't want to do it? It's one of the best series I've ever seen, brother.
Benicio del Toro didn't want to do it, dog. Because you know where you shot?
Canada?
At the Canadian border. So you needed to fly into Canada and then drive 3 hours.
Nah.
The hotel was a Hotel Le Grand.
Yeesh.
There's nothing out of this prisons.
Yeah,
they shot at Danamora.
They shot it at Danamora.
Yeah. So when you shoot at all those little cities in New York,
there ain't shit out there.
They don't have nothing. Gas station.
Nightmare.
They do that for a reason. So all the hotels from the shoot were an hour. So that means you were already in the car 2 hours.
Oh, you gotta wake up
before the day started.
Yeah.
And it shot September 14th through February 3rd, which meant by October it's snowing up there.
Oof.
In September it's already 30.
Yeah, you're right.
In September it's already 30. By December you got heat on and it's fucking freezing. You ever do the old bananas in not Nyack? There's another town up there.
No, I've done Buffalo in the winter.
But they have another town up there. That Bananas used to have 2 clubs. Banana had, have you done Bananas yet?
No.
Right across from the Fort Lee Bridge, going into New York. Bananas is owned by Helium, but Bananas had that one and another one, and I've told Lee 1,000 times. This one, there was just a gas station, and that's it.
Just a gas station.
So there's a hotel and a gas station, and that was your life for 3 days.
And that's why you didn't want to do that, Danamora?
And they put you in the basement.
Oh, hell no.
So even with the heat at 90, you'd be freezing in that hotel room. No, I didn't want to do Danamora because the truth. All right, you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
The truth was it was $8,000 a week. So after 2 taxes, New York and LA taxes, what's that? 2 commissions.
How many weeks were you going to be there?
They wanted me in there for fucking 8 weeks, and guess what? The dude who took the role, he only showed him. He's the one that got lit on fire or something.
Oh yeah.
That was the role they wanted me. No, the guy that asked you for toothbrush. What do you want? Let me get 2 toothbrushes. Let me get a comb.
Oh yeah.
And I would give them to you.
Yeah.
And I met with Ben Stiller. Justin called.
Oh really?
Ben Stiller wants to meet with you on a Sunday. I met him in Hollywood.
Oh damn, that's cool.
I did the whole thing. Then they made the album.
Was that yeah?
$8,000 after everything. 2 commissions and taxes. That's 3. To be away from my wife.
Oh, there's no
fucking
way.
8 hours.
Not a chance.
You got to drive to Buffy and then take another connecting flight from Buffy to Chicago and then come here, and it just didn't work out. The numbers just weren't.
But I'd imagine even if you told Ben Stiller why he couldn't do it, he'd be like, I get it. Like he's a real artist. He knows.
No, I gave them a legit. Like I just was complicated with.
But I'm sure even if he, let's say he heard this podcast, he'd be like, I get it.
No, there's a million actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a million people you could choose from. It's just, it's so funny. People contact me for movies all the time. The problem is, they're not worth it to me.
No.
The math doesn't add up. It's not about the money. I love the projects, but I got a podcast. I got a wife. I got a daughter.
You gotta stand
that
up.
daughter has to fucking do certain things, and my wife can't do it all from Monday to Thursday.
Yep.
You know, I did it for The Sopranos for the 3 weeks, and it was tight. It was, remember I called you? I had to do 10 podcasts in 8 days.
Nightmare.
I had to do 20 fucking things to be gone for 3 weeks. You just can't leave the podcast alone and not give them something. So when I go away from, and they don't shoot nothing here no more because they don't give them a fucking tax break. Even Sam Tripoli shot a TV show in New York, in Long Island. You gotta go all the way.
Tripoli.
Yeah, it was not, when I was in New York, Sam Tripoli was in the studio with me.
I love it.
I was in whatever, and Sam Tripoli was in Montauk, all the way at the end. Theo was at Caroline's, and me and Tripoli made plans to meet Theo, and Tripoli called me and goes, bro, I'm 2 hours out of New York City. I go, you didn't know that? What did you think? You were 10 minutes? You're in Montauk. He was at the Islip. He was all the way the fuck out there.
Because now a lot of shootings in Atlanta, Vancouver, China.
I can't go to Canada. I can't leave the country. For a while there, they were offering me every movie here. In 2005, for a year, everything you auditioned for, you were shooting in Romania. And I would just not even show up. Like, I'm not going to Romania. I would ask them to call the production company and ask them if they're going to shoot any scenes here. And from 2000 to 2005, everything was shot in Romania. I heard some crazy stories about people going over there. The hotels, you could order hookers. The hookers are right downstairs at the hotel, so you can order them like room service.
Pizza.
They got a menu in your room, and you can order the hookers, and they bill your room.
That sounds fantastic.
I heard craziness about.
Well, I'll shoot a movie in Romania now.
No, you're not.
Take a vacation in Romania.
It's fucking 12 fucking hours. What do you got going on, my brother?
I'm on the road, man. I'm in Nashville next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Zany's, one of my favorite clubs in Nashville. Great club. And then after I'm in Portland, Helium, Portland.
Another great club. They got tater tots.
The best.
With fucking ranch dressing. And I don't eat ranch, but they put spice. What's that Japanese shit they
Sriracha.
put? Sriracha. They have a sriracha mayonnaise or something. Fucking, I remember one day I was doing pictures at Helium, Portland. And I kept looking, and a waitress put fucking potato tots down and shit that were going to a table. She goes, I'm going to leave these here for 1 second.
The best.
I got to bring drinks to another thing. Dog, I started eating them like Uber Eats. You know, when you order Uber Eats and you think your pizza's fresh, and that fucking little Mexican's been eating pepperonis off your pizza with his little fence fingers all over your fucking those little fence fingers all over your fucking sets. Fuck that. Where else are you?
So Nashville next week, Portland after that. Then I'm in Houston, Denver.
You're beautiful. But when are you going to Denver?
I'm in Denver, September, hometown.
And then
Comedy Works downtown.
How does it feel to go back to Denver for you now?
I have mixed feelings. Yeah, it's home, so everyone's hitting you up for tickets, and it's just, it's easier when it's not the home. Like whenever I'd fight at home, there's always more pressure.
Terrible.
Everyone's hitting you up for tickets.
You want to do it, but you can't. You want to do it. You need to see
a million people. You're only there for 3 days, but you got your shows, and it's a beast.
When Donald Cerrone fought at home 2 or 3 fights ago, I bet against him.
Yeah.
And he lost because I know as a comic,
Masvidal at home.
I fucking hate
it
when I go to certain clubs because, and I shouldn't say this, but like I'm going to the Borgata next month. It's sold out. It's fucking sold out on the site. And my friends are still calling me.
I know.
Is there any tickets? Is there?
I'm not Ticketmaster, bro. I don't want to deal with it.
And you don't mind giving away free tickets, but they're calling you at 4:30.
I know.
On Friday.
I know.
And you're home. The show's at 8.
Chill. I know.
And they're calling and calling and calling. You feel like a douchebag, but you don't because they don't. That's why I think for fighters fighting at home, it's a lot of fucking pressure.
Nightmare.
I don't like.
Everyone wants tickets. Same on the road. Same doing stand up. Everyone wants tickets. Good problem to have.
I'm gonna do Denver this year, October 12th, and then next year I'm taking it to Boulder Old School. Once the Many
Boulder?
Saints of Newark comes out, I'm doing the Boulder Theater.
God, I'd love to do that.
Right down by Pearl Street, once and for all. Not Boulder, but maybe the Fox. The Fox is on Pearl Theater.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm doing. I saw the Papines, the Matanzas there, and I saw Sheryl Crow there.
Goddamn.
No, I saw Sheryl.
How big is it?
1,000. It's not big.
Terrible.
It's going to be
I'd
easy.
love to do that. I went to college there.
I went to see Sheryl Crow at the Boulder Theater.
Back when she was doing the damn thing.
Before the album had just come out. All I want to do is have some fun. And I don't think it was the Fox. She did something, and she was the opening act.
Oh, damn.
And the next time she came back to the Fox, and she was the motherfucking headliner.
Love it, man.
Where'd you grow up? Arvada?
Aurora.
You miss it?
No, hell no.
You don't miss Colorado at all?
Nothing about it. Nothing.
I miss it. But I miss the old Colorado.
I don't miss it. Have you? When's last time I went? Denver's crazy, man.
go
25,000 people move there a month.
I go
It's
every
booming.
year.
Real estate's expensive.
25,000, and it's got the highest emergency room visits in the country from all the tourists that go there in that high
People
altitude.
trying to hike and shit
And
all
try
the
to
time.
hike and try to fucking eat an edible. Mind your business. When you go to Colorado, I remember the first time I went to Denver, I was ready to pop an edible, and I went, eek. I forgot I'm in high altitude.
Super high altitude.
You know, the first time I took a bong hit, I fell over and broke my head in Aspen, Colorado.
Goddamn.
And they kept saying, don't do it. And I'm like,
It's the
I'm
out
from
there.
New York City. I'm from Sinatra.
Yeah.
I'm from Sinatraville. If you could do it there, you could do it
Sinatraville.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I took that bong and I hit it. Next thing you know, they had ice on my head. Always a pleasure, Mr.
I love
Schaub.
you, man.
Thank you very much. I will be, the Borgata's sold out, but I'll be at the Lincoln motherfucking Theater the night before in Washington, D.C. And then Texas, I'm coming slinging dick and giving out kolaches. September 13th in Dallas at the fucking Majestic Theater, and September 14th, one of those dates around there. I'll just give you the fucking theater. And the other one's at the Aztec Theater, all right? And San Antonio. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Sorry we were late with the podcast, but fuck it. You guys weren't doing nothing with your fucking world anyway. I love you guys. Thank you very much for supporting. Thank you for supporting Brendan, myself, and the Christ Killer. And now for a word from our sponsors. All right, I want to thank my man Brendan Schaub. I want to thank my man, the Christ Killer. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for listening. I also want to thank Vincero Watches. Why? Because they're the best of the best of the best. Value, low price, and just craftsmanship that'll blow you away. Listen, a wristwatch is a personal style statement. Elevate your game with Vincero's handcrafted luxury watches at an unbeatable price. Like the one I got on, the silver on white. It's beautiful. I've had this for a year. No problems, no nothing. You understand me? Vincero provides bold timepieces, always putting quality above all else. Whether you're looking to make a statement or add a staple piece, Vincero has a watch for you. If you want to change it up, all the Vincero watch bands are interchangeable. Vincero offers the best value in the industry. That's what I'm here to bring you. Value with exceptional craftsmanship. Vincero exceeds expectations in style and quality, and they got over 16,000 five-star reviews. Listen, Uncle Joey wouldn't have them on the show if they weren't the real deal, okay? They were here for a while, now they're back, and I love that they're back because I love their watch. I reached out to them. So do me a favor. Get your Vincero watch today, and I'm going to give you a special offer for the church family. Go to VinceroWatches.com right now and enter code CHURCH, CHURCH at checkout for 15% off your order, and worldwide shipping is always free. That's VinceroWatches.com. Use promo code CHURCH. Vincero, VINCERO, watches.com. Promo code CHURCH, CHURCH. And I'm going to give you 15% off and free shipping worldwide. I want to thank all you guys all week. I want to thank Vincero. I want to thank Policy Genius. I want to thank ZipRecruiter. I want to thank Dollar Shave Club. I want to thank, listen, all you guys are part of the family. I want to thank ExpressVPN. I want to thank CBD Lion. But most importantly, I want to thank the church family for always having my back. Don't forget, we got the Lincoln Theater, August, whatever the hell it is, 9th, I don't know. The night before the Borgata sold out. That's all you need to know. Dallas and San Antonio, I'll see you savages in September. Beside that, I'll see you motherfuckers tip-top Magoo, bright and early Monday morning. That's it and that's that. Have a great weekend. And remember, if this weekend ain't working for you, next weekend's going to be a better week. I love you. Uncle Joey Diaz here. Stay black. Kick this fucking mule, Lee.